So this low point of mine was before I guess I started walking this trail of self-exploration that I'm currently on. And perhaps some people don't really care about getting to know themselves and they will do fine. Everyone is different. But for me, I found a lot of answers when I became more curious to try to understand why I am the way I am and what my true values are and what brings me joy and what doesn't. And this isn't just something that you learn through books and reading, although that's great. I think the best way to get to know yourself is through experience, through the ups and downs in life, by stepping out of your comfort zone and challenging yourself, even if it's just a workout challenge or challenging yourself to do something that you've never done before. Being able to answer questions like, what scares me? What makes me really uncomfortable? Where do I find my peace? How do I deal with my anger? Now, how is this related to loneliness? So I think that if you don't explore more of who you are, you'll just kind of get dragged along in life and you will end up in places that you don't want to be, with people whose company you don't really enjoy, which will then lead you to feel like you don't belong, which might end up with you feeling lonely. Or perhaps you will end up nowhere and with no one. Again, because you don't know where you would want to be or what kind of people you would be interested in meeting. So instead of letting life lead you, you should be the leader of your life. Another part of this is that understanding yourself better will help you understand other people better in general as well. And there's been studies on this. I can link some in the description if you're interested. But what I've found is that in understanding other people better, not only makes it easier to navigate through all the shallowness, but it also welcomes the opportunity for deeper human connection, which ultimately is one of the most meaningful things that we can have in life. I read somewhere that the opposite of loneliness is meaningful connection, and I buy that, not only with others, but with yourself as well. And ultimately, I've realized the importance of doing what I want to be doing rather than doing what is expected of me. And now I'm not talking about taking responsibility and doing the boring stuff that are our obligations. What I'm talking about aligns more with the engineering example that I touched on earlier. We don't even always realize it, but a lot of the decisions that we make are based on some sort of norm that we're trying to follow or some sort of expectation that we're trying to live up to, whether that's on a societal level or if it's just in your family, rather than doing what we feel in our hearts, In other words, we're letting other people's expectations influence or even determine, our decisions. And those other people can be people we don't even know, people who follow us online that we somehow feel like we need to prove something to. And we do this all the time. The degree we choose, how we choose to spend our money, how we choose to spend our weekend or our birthday. We try to please others at the expense of our own pleasure. And it's like people who throw big birthday parties or weddings with a bunch of people who they don't even really care about and who don't even really care about them, and they don't even really enjoy themselves because they're not doing what they actually want to be doing, but rather doing it to prove something, either to themselves or to others. And that's not what I would call fulfillment. And reality is that no one really cares that much about what you do. It's like when you go to the gym and you think that everyone is staring at you, when in reality, most people are just focused on themselves. I promise. Now, none of the things that I brought up are things that you accomplish in a week or ever, really. There is no accomplishment here. It's a lifelong journey, and this is just my experience. I like to see life as an adventure where I'm just picking up lessons along the way, but I'm very aware that I'm only beginning to scratch the surface, and that's exciting. Now, since loneliness is so unique to each person, I would love to hear your experience, and I'm sure that others would as well. So feel free to share your story. Let's chat in the comments, and I will see you